Runners, you might be training all wrong. Hey, my name is Anthony. I'm a student physical therapist. I have a background in competitive running and actually qualified for the sub-elite field with a time that I ran in the 5 mile of 29:20. I'm here to give you 3 tips today to help improve your training. Partnership alert, I've partnered with Rollga, one of the best foam rollers on the market. With 2022 here and you guys trying to reach your health and fitness goals, I couldn't recommend a better product. Rollga is great for fascial health, muscle recovery, and restoration of functional movements. What's nice about it is it has this contour design that helps target those trigger points that are so difficult to reach. That's what really edges it out from its flat foam roller competitors. After having a running career full of injuries, I discovered Rollga 3 years ago. Ever since, using it daily has helped keep me on my feet and on the roads. It's nice because it's lightweight and also has a portable design, so you can just put it in a backpack and take it anywhere you go. For more information about this product and to go get yourself one, follow the link in the description down below. Now, let's get back to the video. Tip 1, shoes are everything. So a lot of times we neglect what's on our feet and kind of wear what's convenient for us, but when it comes to running, you need to have a good pair of these. So right here I have the Nike Pegasus 38, one of my personal favorite shoes, but there's some rules of thumb that you should follow. First, running shoes typically last anywhere from 300 to 500 miles. If you're going off time, they last roughly 3 to 6 months. And with running shoes, it's not one size fits all. They go by your gait pattern and how your foot hits the ground. So the 3 different gait patterns, you have pronation, which is where your foot collapses in. You have supination, which is where your foot collapses out. And you have neutral, which is mostly a flat foot when it hits the ground. Now, to get your gait checked out to see what kind of shoe is best for you, you can go to any local running store and they'll be able to help you out with that. Tip number 2, do not overtrain. It is so easy to do, and I found myself getting caught up in this cycle many times before. So with running, there's a rule that should be followed, and it's called the 10% rule. It means that you should not increase your weekly mileage more than 10% of the previous week. An example of that would be if you ran 10 miles the prior week, run 11 the next week. If you've ran 50 miles the prior week, it's okay to ramp up to 55 the next week. You don't want to do 50 miles and then 70 miles the next week because that's now a 29-30% increase and you're asking for overuse injuries such as tendonitis or a stress fracture. And also when getting into training, if you're coming back from injury or if you took some time off, always follow a gradual buildup or a gradual progression. Don't jump right back into it. Even though, let's say you took 2 years off and when you were training at 60 miles a week, no problem at all. You were a sub-16 5K runner. That's probably not the case now. Instead of jumping right back into 60 miles a week, it's best to start off light with, let's say, 10 to 15 miles a week. And then that gradual build up from there. See what you can tolerate, just so again, you don't risk injury. In addition, cross training is very, very vital to training. You should typically be cross training anywhere from 1 to 2 days per week. Cross training is any non-impact activity. That could be biking, yoga, elliptical, strength training, HIIT training, any of those. Even kayaking is considered cross training. The reason being, you're still working on your cardiovascular system and building that aerobic capacity without all the wear and tear on your joints. Tip number 3, maintenance is everything. What I mean by that is you should be doing exercises a few days a week outside of running that are either targeting muscles you aren't traditionally working when running or muscles that you're working a lot when running to keep them nice and strong. And I'm gonna walk you through 3 different exercises that me as a student physical therapist and as a licensed physical therapist assistant would prescribe my patients to keep them healthy and to keep them out there logging miles. Exercise 1 is gonna be called a glute bridge. So with a glute bridge, you're targeting the muscles in the posterior chain, so the muscles of your back. Specifically, your glute max and your glute med. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna start by laying on a flat surface. When you're laying on the flat surface, you want your heels closer to your rear end. You don't want them far away. If they're far away, you're getting more hamstring activation. If they're closer to your rear end, you're getting more of that glute max and that glute med. Arms are gonna be down to the side or across your chest, whatever's preferable for you. I like them down to the side. And you want to keep 3 simple cues in mind. Nice tight stomach, engage those abdominals, squeeze the glutes together, and then you're going to lift your trunk off the table. hold for 3 to 5 seconds, then slowly descend back down. And then we'll go through it again, and then slowly back down. Again, that is called a glute bridge. Exercise number 2, I've covered it in a past video. It's called a clamshell. I'll show you what that looks like again. So for this one, you're gonna go ahead and lay on your side. I like to get in what I call the supermodel pose. You want your knees bent and your feet together, knees together. Go ahead and put your hand on your hip. What you want to keep in mind, hips are parallel with the ceiling. You don't want them tipping forward and you don't want them tipping backwards. So as you're doing this, all the motion's coming from the side of your hip, your gluteus medius. What you're doing, picking your knee up, holding right there 3 to 5 seconds, slowly bringing your knees back together. Picking it up, holding 3 to 5 seconds, slowly bringing your knees back together. That is called a clamshell. Exercise number 3 is called a plank. Most of us have done planks before, but I just kind of want to cover it a little bit. So planks are really nice because they engage all of your core musculature. Most people, when they hear the word core, they think abdominals, but that's not necessarily true. Your core consists of 34 different muscles that span from your abdominals to your lower back, to the side of your hips, going down towards your glutes. Now, with a plank, you want to go ahead and get on your forearms. I'm going to scoot forward so you can see me completely. You're going to come up on your toes, and you want to make sure that your back is as straight as possible, really trying to tighten those abdominals, and you can squeeze those glutes together. So, again, that's called a plank. Thank you guys for watching. I love putting out the running content. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and drop those below. The channel's still continuing to gradually grow. So again, I appreciate all the support. As always, I wish you health and success. Thank you.